Good morning, welcome to Thursday's Gentle Flow. I hope you're all good and are having a good week. Before we start, please make sure you've got plenty of space to practice in with no obstacles, and obviously I can't see you, so if you come into any posture that brings you any pain or serious discomfort, please back out, take a rest, come back to it when you are ready to. This is your hour, so take as many breaks or rests as you like. Okay, so we will get straight into it. I'm going to start in a seated position today. So we're going to come to a seated position that's comfortable for you. So that could be cross-legged. You could have your legs straight out in front of you. It doesn't matter, whatever just makes you feel most comfy. You might even want to sit up on a block. I've got one here. Bring it down just in case I need it in a little bit. We're also at some point probably going to use a strap. So if you don't have a strap, then a belt or a scarf or a towel is absolutely fine. So if you do want to lift your hips a little bit, you can sit up on your block. And we'll start by getting comfy. So you might want to remove some flesh from under your sit bones so you can really ground into the mat. You use your hands to just kind of rest on your knees just to support you. And the spine is nice and long. The shoulders are down away from the ears. The muscles in the face are relaxed. So if you've got your legs out in front of you, you might want to use your palms or fists to support you sitting up, maybe flexing your feet, a tiny gentle bend in the knee if you need it, but just make sure that spine is nice and long. It might be comfortable for you to place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And as we just take any final movements or adjustments that we need to make to ensure that we're going to be really comfortable here for the next few rounds of breath. Just making those and then starting to bring or send your attention inwards. So focusing on the natural breath. And sometimes nice to use our hands on the body because then we can feel the body move as we breathe. And not changing the breath from the natural breath, just breathing as you would for the first few rounds of breath. As you breathe, I'm just going to go and close a window because it's quite cold in here today. And then you can start making your breaths just that little bit longer and smoother. Maybe making your exhales just a few counts longer than your inhales. And the eyes are either gently closed or the gaze is just lowered. If any thoughts come into your mind, simply acknowledge them, thank them, and let them float away. Notice anywhere you might be gripping or holding on tightly, maybe in the fingers or the toes, the shoulders. And just find a softness. You can use the exhale to help you achieve that softness. Imagine sending your breath to whatever those tight areas are. And then gently opening the eyes. And bringing the hands down by the side, and we'll just do a little bit of breath work with movement. So we'll swoop the arms up, send them back, so you're in a very, very gentle back bend, and then swoop them down again. This time we'll do it with the breath. Inhale, pause for a second, exhale, inhale, pause, exhale, inhale, pause. This time we'll flip the palms and exhale all the way down to the ground. And flip the palms up, inhale up. Pause, exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Lovely. Now we'll just roll the shoulders up and back. If you're not long out of bed, this will feel really good. Or if your shoulders are just generally tight from inactivity or too much activity. Lovely. And then bring the chin to the chest and start to sway the head from side to side. Excuse me. And then start to send the head in circles one way and then the other. Lovely. Coming back to center, maybe sending one ear to the left shoulder and the right. Back to center, taking your hands slightly behind you, not completely, but just slightly. And sort of fold at the hips. Spine nice and long, so keeping your eye and keeping your gaze forward. And if you're just gazing at the screen like I am. And then all the way up. Do that one more time. We'll just come slightly forward and bow the chin to the chest. Raise the gaze. Walk the hands back so that now they are behind you. Open out the chest. Push the hips forward. And the gaze can stay forward, or you can take your gaze up and back. And back to center. Just slide that right palm all the way out. If you start to tip out of your seat, just come back a little bit. And you're going to bring that left arm up and over. You're just going to come out of that slightly and back in again. You can bend that right elbow or you can keep it straight, whatever feels best for you. You're going to come up and back in. With the breath, one more time, up and back in. Really stretch. And then draw that left arm down, swoop it across the floor in front of you. We'll come into our left side stretch. Again, if you start to tip out of your seat, draw that hand back a little bit. Bring that right arm up. And we'll come up and back in. Up and back in. Up and back in, and really stretch. Lovely. Swoop that right arm out, and now both hands are on the mat beside you, and just draw yourself back. Lovely. Just extend the legs out long. And just rest back on your hands. And you're going to flex the feet, point the toes. Flex the feet, point the toes, flex, and point. Just keep doing that. Okay, then release. You're going to rest on your hand as you lift your right leg just a little bit off the floor. And rotate the ankle one way and then the other. And release. Left leg. Rotate the ankle one way and then the other. And release. And lift that right heel off the floor again. Again, it's only a tiny bit. Just going to pulse the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Same on the opposite side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Shuffle a little bit further forward in your seat. You can take the legs slightly apart and just windscreen wiper the legs from side to side. Lovely. And then take the legs out long and windscreen wiper the full legs from side to side. Great. Take your legs slightly apart. Sorry, I'm a little bit too far forward. There we go. Take the legs slightly apart. And you're going to turn both big toes in. So the inside of the legs rotate inwards. And then turn the little toes out. The inside of the legs rotate outwards. Just do that a few times. Lovely. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And you can take hold of the ankles, you can take hold around the toes, whatever works for you. And you're going to send those knees out wide. You're going to inhale to sit up tall. And then as you exhale, send your elbows wide and rest your elbows on the inside of your knees. If you need to shuffle the feet a little bit further forward, that's fine. And you're just going to take that fold at the hips again. And you can always rest the arms just slightly on the outside of the legs if you want to come down a little bit further. You'll feel that right inside here. And then you feel you've got to a position that feels comfortable for you. Just bow the chin to the chest. And slowly come up. Lovely. Then come back to your comfortable seated position. And we're just going to take a twist. So you're going to bring the right hand up into the air and then cross it over to the left and rest the back of the hand on the outside of the knee. Keep the left hand behind you Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Use the back of the right hand as a bit of a lever to help you twist. Back to center. Take the arm up and back. We'll do the same with the left hand. Up in the air, cross it over. And then use it as a lever to twist. And back to center. If you have got your legs out in front of you, you're simply going to walk your fingertips down alongside your legs until you get to a comfy spot. Then you're going to plant the palms and just gaze forward. So I'll demonstrate. So if you've got your legs out, you're going to walk the hands forward, and then when you get to a point where you feel comfy, plant the palms and hold here. Again, we're keeping things nice and open. We're not hunching or curling here. If you want to take a gentle bend in the knees, that's fine, because it will help you keep your spine nice and long. If you've got your legs crossed, we're going to take the hands wide and walk the palms forward. Again, gazing forward. Then if you get to a point where you're really comfortable, just bow the head. Same if you've got your legs out in front of you. If you get to a point where you're really comfy, just bow the head. And then walk the hands back. If you're cross-legged, we're going to cross the opposite legs over this time. If you've got your legs out in front of you, we're just going to do the same again. Or you can take the legs wide, walk the hands between the legs. See how that feels. So, second side, here we go. And bow the head. And then coming all the way up. So now we're going to take our strap, or you might have a scarf, a belt, the belt from a dressing gown, or a towel will do, we'll take the long towel. And you're simply going to wrap whatever you've got around the bottom of your feet, kind of up here. And if you don't have any kind of prop, you're simply going to inhale your arms into the air and reach forwards. And again, if you don't reach your toes, that's fine. Just plant your hands down. So not dissimilar to what we were just doing. If you've got your strap, you're going to pull it taut. Keep your hands a bit around about knee level. Sit up nice and tall, flex the feet. Inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to send the elbows wide and fold forward, pulling on the strap. If you want a tiny micro bend in the knees, that's absolutely fine. And hold for 3. Really feel it in the back of the legs. 2 and 1. Lovely. Come all the way back. Feeling the lower back too. So you're going to send that right leg out and tuck the left leg in. If that's difficult, then you can have it out, or you can just kind of gently rest it. Yeah. Do the same. And again, same, if you don't have your strap or prop, reach high and then fold from the hips. Really feel that kind of stretch coming all the way from the hips, all through the waist, right through the side body, and reach forwards. Again, you might not reach your feet, but just plant your hands wherever you land. Same with the opposite hand too. If you've got your strap, do the same. We're going to flex the foot, inhale, sit up tall, exhale, bend the elbows, take them out, slight bend in the knee if you need it, draw yourself forward. So it's more of a kind of drawing than a kind of let's bend over and try and touch our toes. It's very subtle and gentle. And hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. We'll take it to the opposite side. Exactly the same on the opposite side. Inhale, sit up tall. Flex that foot. Shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale. Widen the elbows. Fold yourself forward. Take that tiny micro bend in the knee if you need it. Gaze at the toes. And come back. Lovely. So now I'm going to come over onto our hands and knees. If you need extra cushioning under your knees, just fold a blanket, use a cushion or a pillow. Absolutely fine. Or you can fold your mat in on itself. And we're going to come to cat-cow. If you prefer to do this seated, you can come to whatever your comfortable seat is. It doesn't need to be on the knees. And you'll simply rest your hands on your knees and then inhale, open out the chest. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, round the back, chin to chest. So as you breathe, simply moving with the breath. If you are in tabletop position with me, we're going to do the same. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lower the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale, lower the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, round the back. And move with your own breath. So you don't need to follow me, just inhale and exhale, moving with your own breath. Lovely. And then come to a flat back. So then we're going to, and feel free to sit this out if it's difficult for your knees. I'm going to extend that right leg and just gently rock back and forth. And then stop, lift the leg, toes pointing down, and then bend the knee. And send the leg out, bend the knee again, send the leg out and down, lovely. Draw it in, and the left leg out, gently rock back and forth. And then lift the leg, toes pointing down, bend the knee, extend and lift, extend and lift, extend and lower. Draw it in, and then we're going to come back to a child's pose. So if you are sitting this out, simply just rest your hands on your knees, palms facing upwards, and gently close your eyes, and that can be your rest position. If you want to come down to child's pose with me, you've got the choice of either keeping your legs and knees together and sending your hips back to your heels, lowering yourself either to the mat or to a block or some cushions, or even to your elbows. You can rest, I like to rest my thumbs together and rest them in between my eyebrows. Sometimes if you're congested or you just don't want to put your head, or you can't get your head all the way down to the mat, a nice alternative. If you prefer, you can take the knees wide, big toes together, and come back in the same way and rest in the same way. Wherever you are, we'll just come down here for a few breaths. Staying with the breath. And then looking forward, going back to your knees, drawing the knees together, stepping the hands forward a little bit further than under the shoulders, and just gently shifting your weight onto your front. So you'll be in an upward dog position here. My legs are flat on the mat. I'm going to turn and gaze to the right, come through centre, turn and gaze to the left, back through centre, and then press into the hands and bend the elbows back as you lower yourself to the mat. The tops of the feet are flat on the mat. And pressing into the hands again, keeping those elbows bent back, you're going to come up into your Cobra. It's a very gentle back bend. And you can it doesn't matter if it's here, wherever it feels good for you. And hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower. Lovely. From here you're going to bend the right knee, bend the left knee, and lower. Lovely. You're going to bend the right knee. If you can reach behind and grab hold of the foot, grab it from the outside and draw it in towards your bum. You can do this with the head on the mat, if that feels better. If you can't, just draw the heel in as close to your bum as you can, and then send it down. You do the same on the opposite side. Draw the heel in towards the bum. If you can reach behind and grab that foot, just draw it in, and then you can send the head towards the mat. I'm just keeping mine up so I can keep an eye on the screen. You can do this all with your head on the mat or on a cushion or a block. And release. Lovely. Hands under the shoulders. Press up into your Cobra and wave it down. Then take the hands wide as the mat, if not wider. And then inhale, peel the chin, the chest, the shoulders, the head up, and wave it down as you exhale. Inhale up, and wave it down as you exhale. Inhale up, and down. Just do this 2 more times. Up, and down. Up, and down. Lovely. Hands under the shoulders, curl the toes, press yourself back to your tabletop. So we're going to come to stand for a little bit. If you'd like to just make your own way to standing, that's fine. If you want to come through a downward dog, then curl the toes, spread the fingers, send the hips high and back. Keep the knees bent. You can walk up the feet here. And then crisscross the feet. Walk the feet forward towards the hands as we meet in a forward fold, but you can keep the knees bent here. Let the head hang. If your forward fold looks like this, it's just as good. Just keep that spine nice and long and the neck nice and long as you gaze down towards the mat. If you all come down a little bit further, feel free to bend the knees, let the head hang, maybe sway from side to side. And then ground into the feet as the arms come out with you as you come all the way up to standing. Exhaling the hands down to prayer. So we're coming to mountain pose. Take the feet hip width apart, arms down by your sides, tailbone tucked in, shoulders down away from the ears. Feel a lift in the crown of the head and a grounding in the feet. Don't lock the legs. Just take a teeny tiny bend in the knee if you need to. And gently close the eyes or lower the gaze. Just notice how the body feels. And opening the eyes. Going to bring the hands to the hips. Take the feet wider than hip width apart. Become as wide as you like. And then inhale, standing tall. Exhale, folding at the hips. I'll come sideways on so you can see. So if you were standing kind of sideways on, your feet would be about as wide as the mat. Folding at the hips. If you get to here, that's absolutely fine. If you can come down further, you can release the hands, you can bring them to the mat. You can let the head hang. And here, if you want to take the feet wider, you can. You might want to walk the hands in so they're kind of between the feet. And just hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Looking forward, you're going to bring your hands to the lower back to support you. Come all the way back to standing and heel toe the feet together. Lovely. So now I'm going to turn our right foot so the toes are pointing the short edge of the mat. And you're going to step that left foot back. Got quite a decent kind of stance. Up from toe to the back of the foot. It's probably about a leg's length if you've got legs about my size. Maybe not that wide if you've got very long legs. You're going to take your arms out by the sides, lower the shoulders down away from the ears. Gaze over the right fingers, so you're looking forward towards this front leg, and then you're going to bend in that knee. The knee wants to be in line with the ankle, it doesn't want to be any further. And you're holding here for 3, 2, 1. You flip the palm, swoop that hand all the way up. For 3, 2, 1. Come back to your warrior 2. Bend that elbow, bring the elbow to the knee. Rest it very gently, we're not pushing into it. It's just a gentle rest. And sweep that left arm up and overhead. For 3, 2, 1. Come on. Back up. Lovely. And you can bring the hands to the hips. Straighten the leg. Turn the toes so they're facing forward again. Take your hands around behind your back. You can clasp the fingertips like this, or you can just bend the elbows and take hold of opposite elbow. Open up the chest and come back to a fold. And again, if you come halfway, that's absolutely fine. If you want to come down further, you can. I'll come halfway today. And then press it into the feet, all the way up. Hands on hips, turn out the left toes. Make sure you're comfortable in your stance. Bend in the knee, take the arms out, lower the shoulders. Gaze over the left fingers. For 3, nice and strong. 2, 1. Flip that left palm, swoop it up and overhead. The right hand can rest gently on the leg. For 3, 2, 1. Come back to your warrior 2. Lovely. And then we'll just straighten the leg. Bring the hand to the hips. Turn the toes in. Heel toe. Feet in. Bring the feet together. Inhale the arms up into the air. Bring the fingers into a little grip, fist pistol grip with the first fingers. Reach tall. Inhale. And then exhale, take it over to the right. Back to center, over to the left. Back to center. Exhale to release the arms. You can shake off the arms and wrists. You can shake off the legs. Lovely. So now we're going to come into a balance. So feel free to use a wall to support you. I'll demonstrate so you can do it without any help. You can use the wall to support you. So let's say we're turning so that our right foot is inside the wall and our left foot is on the outside. So we're going to ground into the right foot, stand nice and tall. And then we're going to lift that left leg all the way up. Foot's flexed. And then see if we can lift the knee even higher. If you want to test your balance, you might want to bring that hand that's on the wall to your heart. And then take it back to the wall at any time. If you're using this without support, absolutely fine. We're just going to bring that left hand to the knee, draw the knee out to the side. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Point the toe. Again, if you want to test your balance, you might want to bring the hand to the heart. Draw the knee in and release. Walk it out. Lovely. Then you're just going to turn to the other side. I'll do it without the wall this time. We'll ground into your left foot. And then lift that knee all the way up. So you can lift it higher. If you want hands on hips or hands in prayer, whatever helps you balance, that's fine. Then you're going to take the hand to the knee and draw it out to the side. You can flex that foot. For 3, 2, 1. Draw it in, point the toe. For 3, 2, 1. Draw it in and down. And shake it off. Lovely. So we'll come down to the mat now. Take a quick sip of my drink. Okie dokie. So at some point we'll use our strap. So have that near. So come all the way down onto your back. First of all, we're simply just going to bring the soles of the feet together, open up the knees. You can bring the hands to the belly. Just come back to the breath. See, with every exhale, if you can take those knees a little wider. And then draw the knees in, hug the knees into the chest. So you can wrap your arms or hands around the knees, take a little roll from side to side. You can leave your arms and hands on the floor, Just use the hands to support you, whatever feels good. Lovely. Then you're going to send both legs into the air, hands on the mat beside you to support you. And you're going to just cycle the legs. And as you do this, you're going to draw the navel in towards the spine. You can make these cycles as small or as big as you like. So I'm going to extend my leg all the way out as I cycle. But if it feels better, do shorter cycles. And they can be as fast or as slow as you like. These extended leg ones are particularly good. If you take it slow, lead with the heel as you send that leg out. And you might want to back up. And then hug the knees. Great work. Lovely. I'm going to bring the knees down. I'm going to grab our prop, whether that's a strap or a scarf or a belt. And you're going to bring it into, wrap it around the bottom of the foot. If you don't have your prop, all you're going to do is raise the leg, and you can take hold behind the thigh or the calf. And as we inhale and exhale, on the exhale, you'll just draw that thigh in towards you. If you've got your strap, inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, send the elbows wide as you draw that leg in towards you. And if you need a tiny bend in the knee, that's fine. We're not bending the knee right in here. We're just kind of taking a micro bend for support. Gaze up at the toes. Really feel it in the back of the leg as you hold for 3, 2, 1. Send the leg back up. If you've got your strap, you can simply just send that left leg up and the right foot down. I'm going to inhale here. And then exhale, draw that leg towards you. I've got a bit more of a bend in my knees today because this is my bad knee, so I'm just doing it to support me. But if you want to keep your legs straighter, you can. And release. Lovely. I'll just take that down, pop it to the side. Release the feet to the mat. You're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. We've got 3 options here. First option is to stay here. Use that hand to draw the knee even further away from you. And you can stay still here, or you can gently rock from side to side, massaging your tailbone into the mat. Option 2 is to lift that right foot, flex the feet, and stay still, or continue that rock from side to side. That massage moves slightly up into the lower back. And then option 3 is to reach behind the thigh or even over the shin, whatever feels most comfy. And again, draw that thigh in towards you. And then release. Take to the opposite side. Again, option 1, you can just stay here. Option 2 is to lift that foot. Option 3, reach behind the thigh, draw that thigh in towards you. And then release. Walk the feet in towards you, arms down by your side. If you want to, you can just take a very gentle pelvic rock back and forth. Or if you want to come up into full bridge, and press into the feet, peel the hips up, off the mat, into the air, press into the hands, and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower. Lovely. Bring the knees and feet together. Send the arms out into a T shape. Send both knees to the right and take your gaze to the left. Take it the opposite way. Back to center. And now just take whatever posture you think you might need before you come all the way down to relax. So that might be another bridge, it might be hugging the knees into the chest again. You might want to take a full body stretch. Just take one more posture. And when you're ready, just bring everything down to the mat. If you need socks or a blanket or a cushion or pillows, you can get those. And we'll meet in Savasana Relaxation on our backs. Feet falling out to the side, palms of the hands facing upwards. So let yourself completely surrender to the mat. Eyes closed. And for about a minute, just simply focus on the breath and on really settling your body into the mat. And I'll just leave you in silence as you just breathe and settle. Now we'll start to focus on each part of the body as it relaxes. And I'll sit up so you can hear me a bit more clearly. But we're starting with the feet, the soles of the feet and the toes. The ankles, the calves and the shins. The knees and the thighs. The hips and the waist. The lower body is completely relaxed. The stomach and the chest relax. Shoulders, upper arms and the lower arms. Elbows and the wrists. Palms of the hands and the fingers and thumbs. Completely relaxed. The lower back and the upper back. The neck, the jaw, the cheekbones, the forehead, the eyes in their socket and the crown of the head completely relaxed. Your entire body is relaxed. As you slowly come back to awareness, gently wiggle the fingers and toes, maybe take a stretch. Notice the sounds surrounding you and the temperature of the room. And in your own time, slowly make our way up to a comfortable seated position. With the hands in prayer at the heart. Once we're here, just taking a few breaths. Before bowing the head and raising the gaze. Namaste. Thank you for another lovely practice, and I look forward to seeing you next week. If you enjoyed the class and would like to help contribute to helping us keep the yoga flowing for those who really can't afford it at all, our donation box link is on the Facebook page. Even just a small contribution of a couple of pounds goes a long, long way. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.